Hello and welcome. This is Adam from the Business Automation Company, bringing you the third and final video in our series on how you can automate your marketing. Now, in the first video, we touched on getting your traffic and how not to focus on SEO, but rather think about pay-per-click. In the second video, we taught you how you can build a lead magnet that's going to be of value to your audience and your readers and potential customers, but of low cost to you. And in this video, I'm going to teach you how you can actually get some money out of this whole process by way of sending an autoresponder. So the first thing is to actually do just that, is to send an autoresponder email. Now, what some people tend to do is they get people onto their list and then they don't actually email them. Now, this is a bit silly. What you want to be doing is building and crafting a specific campaign that lasts a period of time, and then sending that to them automatically by way of an autoresponder. You can use something like MailChimp for that. I think it's still free. If not, it's a couple of quid a month. So you want to sort of send an autoresponder to these people with a specific sort of campaign and goal in mind. Now, I'm going to pretend or use the example of, say, a consultant, for instance. Now, when you get your customers, it's not actually that important if you're a consultant. You know, if you get one now, that's great, but if you get one in 6 months' time, that's absolutely fine as well. It's less needy. So don't send autoresponders or email campaigns that last a really short space of time. Really space them out. We've got some that last a year, or I think one of them actually goes 14 months, which sounds insane, but they're not going every day. They're going sort of, initially they're going quite heavy, maybe sort of one a day for the first week, and then they get a little bit more spaced out and a little bit more spaced out and a little bit more spaced out, so that, you know, 14 months down the line, actually on the last email, the one they got before that was, say, 3 weeks ago. So they're quite spaced out towards the end. So do that as well. And the next thing I want to hit on is the value to sort of selling ratio. So try and keep this, I mean, the more value you offer, the better it is. So, you know, I would say at the bare minimum, 90% value to 10% selling. In some of ours, we don't have any selling at all. It's just pure value, because if somebody's interested in something that you've said, they just hit reply on the email anyway, and come straight back to you. So go ahead and actually just sort of write that out. And the last thing I want to hit on is do this in one go. When you sit down to write this, don't do it over a period of months. Really sit down and actually just block out the time and just do it in one go. Plan out exactly what you're going to send and try and take people on a journey. You're not sending random emails here. This is a holistic piece that just happens to be carved up over a period of time. So think about it. You know, if somebody's known you for 6 months and they've heard about it for 6 months, what can you say to that person then that you maybe couldn't have said 2 weeks in? So give that some thought as well, but definitely don't use different bits of content. You don't write this whole thing as a holistic sort of marketing piece and just split it up. Now, in terms of length of the emails, I've done various different ones and experimented with lengths. Honestly, it doesn't really make a lot of difference. If the content is good, then that's absolutely fine. If you are trying to get people to respond to you and engage with your content and what have you, try and get them to click through to your website or wherever these sort of videos or whatever it is that you're offering them happens to be. But to be honest, I found that the best response that I've ever got is by actually just putting all of the stuff in the email itself, and that's worked really, really well. So, you know, if you're writing sort of a couple of paragraphs or whatever it is, just stick that in the email. Some people like to get you to click off so they get the views on their website. I wouldn't bother, just stick the content straight in the email and be done with it. It's quicker and it's easier for them. And if you are going to send them quite a few emails, then you probably want to be a little bit more respectful of their time. And apart from anything else, the response is much better. So if your call to action is to respond to your email in that particular instance, say you've asked them a question, then that's a hell of a lot easier to do than bouncing them off to your website, then bringing them all the way back. And the last thing I want to say, and it really should have been the first point, is actually have a single call to action in mind. You need to have, not per email, per autoresponder series. You need to know exactly what you're doing when you write this thing out. So for us, I know that when I first wrote Automate Your Business, now revised it quite a few times. The autoresponders changed. But when I first wrote it out, the key point was that I wanted people to get in touch for a discovery session, so we could sit down, spend a bit of time on their business and work out what they needed. That was very clear, and it was transparent, it was clear, and it was congruent with the rest of the emails. So that made an awful lot of sense. If I'd asked 4 or 5 different things and, you know, oh, buy this, buy that, whatever, it's all going to be looks a bit weird. So get very, very clear on exactly what you're trying to get them to do. Typically, if you are a consultant or what have you, it's going to be that getting somebody to put their hand up thing, saying, yes, I'm interested, I want to have a chat. So whatever it is, get clear on it, write it all out, and what have you. So that brings our video series on how to automate your marketing to a close. I hope you have found this interesting, and if you want me to sort of like help you out with a little bit of it, you know, if you've got any questions or want me to clarify anything, just you know, hit reply on this email or contact me through, I don't know, whatever's around me, and yeah, I'm more than happy to help and give you some time. So enjoy, take care. I'm off to get some lunch because I'm starving and I've been standing here for an hour in front of this thing. So have a good one, and I will see you very soon.